and for the moment you've all been waiting for, the winner of the 1996 Heisman Trophy is awarded to Danny Wuerffel, University of Florida.
First and foremost, just want to give all the glory and praise to God. He is the rock upon which I stand, and publicly I'd like to ask him to forgive me of my sins, for they are many. I'd like to thank the Heisman Committee and the Downtown Athletic Club as I accept this award on behalf of my teammates. If you guys are watching, I hope you guys have a sense of accomplishment, because this is just as much you as it is me, and I hope you guys are proud, and I'm proud of you guys. I'd like to thank Coach Spurrier for all the opportunities and just the coaching that he's given me, for all the other coaches on the University of Florida staff, especially Coach Jimmy Ray Stevens, our offensive line coach, as well as my high school football coach, who taught me so much about football and about life. I don't know where I'd be or who I'd be or what I'd be without my folks, and I love you so much. Thank you, Dad, John, and my mother, Lola. I'd also like to thank my sister, Sarah. She's here with her husband, Ray, and my little brother. I love you guys. Ben, you the man. And I'd like to thank Jennifer. She's here. She's my best friend, and her family. And I also have a special message for a good family back home. I love you guys, and quack, quack, quack. And I'd also like to congratulate the 3 other finalists here. These guys are wonderful. And just like to congratulate you guys. Orlando, I hear you're sick of the title they're giving you, Pancake. And I thought, you know, as many times as people have mispronounced my name, we could go in together and maybe go into Waffles and get something going. And again, just want to thank everyone. This is a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to play college football, but the biggest blessing of all, and I'm so thankful, nothing can compare to the knowledge of knowing and having a loving and living relationship with Jesus. And I want to thank you guys so much, and God bless you.
Congratulations, Florida's Danny Wuerffel. We'll come back and talk to the 62nd Heisman Trophy winner and take a look at the voting, closer than you might think. Back in 1993, Steve Spurrier faced an emergency. He trailed Kentucky. Off the bench came a freshman with a funny-looking throwing motion who produced a game-winning touchdown pass to win the game that night. 3 years later, the motion is still kind of funny-looking, but the only folks laughing are the Gator faithful. If it looks too easy, don't be deceived. It takes the brains, instincts, accuracy, and toughness of Danny Wuerffel to run the fun and gun as never before. Behind a patchwork line, often forced to pay a punishing price for each completion, Wuerffel persevered with astonishing poise and grit. He smashed SEC single-season marks for touchdowns and yards. 1 of every 9 attempts resulted in a touchdown, unheard of. And in the Gators' 3 biggest games, Wuerffel averaged more than 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Danny and the current Gators seniors leave with 4 SEC championship rings, only the second class in the long history of that great conference to do so. That game last Saturday in Atlanta started an incredible week for the Florida senior. Went home to Gainesville, write a paper in New York Tuesday night to collect the Draddy Scholar Athlete Award. Back in Gainesville, to Orlando to collect 2 more trophies, plus a Honda Scholar Athlete Award. Louisville last night, another award, another speech, and back to New York this morning. Along the way, dozens of interviews, hundreds of autographs, and absolutely no complaints. Well, Steve Spurrier, before he traded in the helmet for the visor, he didn't have that excitable, fiery style. His former teammates, his coaches will tell you, he was calm, he was poised. 30 years ago, in 1966, he did it all for Florida, scrambled, threw, even kicked field goals when he had to. He's back in the room and visiting with Lee Corso. Guys?
You know, Steve, Danny had one of the greatest careers and probably one of the greatest years in the history of all of NCAA football as a quarterback. What's the secret to this guy's success?
Lee, sometimes when you watch Danny warm up before the game, he's not all that impressive. But once the game starts, just watch him play the game. And he's also a little bit better in the bigger games. Of all the records that he set in the SEC, the touchdown pass record, 6 against Tennessee, and then, of course, last week, 6 against Alabama. And they came into the game with the #1 pass defense in America, and Danny ripped them for 400 yards and 6 touchdown passes. So he is extra good in the big games.
Danny got hit a lot, especially in the Florida State game, and he kept getting up and coming. Nice guys like this, they're not supposed to be this tough, are they? I mean, what makes this kid so tough mentally and physically?
I've had a lot of people say Danny is a very sturdy young man, and certainly he is. He has taken a lot of hits over the few years, the 4 years he's played, and our offensive line's pretty good, but as you know, quarterbacks are going to get hit. And Danny has a way of protecting himself, throwing it, and sort of getting out of the way, going down, but he's never been knocked out of a game, and I don't think he's going to be. But he's a tremendous competitor and a very courageous young man in the pocket, which you have to play the quarterback position.
Well, let's go back to that Florida State game. Everybody's talking about it, Danny, and one of the things that's really stood out to me was the composure you showed. Hit 32 times, some late hits. You never pushed back at the Florida State defenders. You never got on your offensive lineman. I talked to Riedel Anthony, said he was just the same old Danny in the huddle. Well, how do you maintain that composure?
I guess it's just the focus. We talk all week long about being so focused on the execution of our plays, and Coach Burr does a great job of getting us ready. You know, we don't have quite a lot of time, as you know, between plays, so I just try to really focus on what's going on and get the play in and get everybody ready to go.
How about the fun and gun system? You've been around, you've seen it. Why in your mind? We all try to examine it. Why in your mind do you think it's so effective?
I mean, so many things have to come together, but it starts with Coach Burr and the way he just puts everything together, a sense of timing, attention to details, and then just the way he coaches everybody up. Gives us a chance to go out there and play the best of our abilities, throw the ball up, and let those great receivers catch it.
You know, on the outside, I think to the viewers, they see Florida play and they see Coach Spurrier get upset, and they think, man, you know, Danny Wuerffel, look how calm he's staying. Well, here's a guy, though, a coach that won the Heisman. He was an All-American. Obviously, he's had to give you some unique contributions to your overall success.
You can't say enough about all the different things we've picked up, and I think one of the things no one understands is when we're sitting there watching films throughout the week, he's cracking jokes on mascots, and it's just really lighthearted. We have a lot of fun at Florida.
Now, here's the thing I think that everybody's talking about, the Sugar Bowl, the rematch. Last time, Florida State got after you good. They got through that offensive line. You regained some confidence, it looked like, in the Alabama game and the SEC championship game. How do you feel going into this one?
You know, what better place could we be? Beginning back in the winter, all we wanted to do was get to the Sugar Bowl and have the opportunity to be there, play them in a rematch. What more could you look for?
Good luck to you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Chris?
Danny finishes his career with the highest passing efficiency rating all time in the NCAA. He's got his hands full of awards. We'll talk to him after this.